You all can see experiment number 4. So today we are going to deal with series resonance circuit. So aim would be to study series resonance circuit, and then after performing the lab, you should be able to understand the concept of series resonance, apply the concept to calculate the resonant frequency, and also observe the voltage across the L and C component that are connected. So when you talk about series resonance, as it is already explained in your theory, we know what is the formula for resonant frequency, right? This is the formula for F naught that you see, where F naught is given by 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. Okay. At series resonance, what are the conditions? What happens in the circuit? The current flowing in the circuit is very large. At resonant frequency, the current flowing is maximum. Okay. So as the current flowing is maximum, we can see that the voltage drop across your inductor and capacitor, that is voltage drop across your L and C, are also very large. And this VL and VC, the voltage drops are even greater than the applied voltage. But what happens, we have already seen that when you consider voltage drop across the LC combination, at the resonance, they both will be equal in magnitude, but they will be 180-degree out of phase, right? So as already seen, so if I take this as my reference current I, so if this is the reference current I, where will be VR, where will be VL, and where will be VC? Can anyone tell? So you're drawing the phasor diagram, keeping
VL
I,
ऊपर रहेगा मैम DC नहीं.
right. VL will be at the top. So this will be VL. And where is VR?
VR is on X-axis.
Yes, VR will be in phase, right? So there is no leading lagging in case of a resistor. The voltage and current both are in phase with each other, right? So this is your VR. At the top will be your VL, and at the bottom will be your VC. So when you consider you are at series resonance and at the resonant frequency, this VL will be equal to VC. Both are in opposite direction, that is magnitude, they are 180-degree out of phase, and hence they'll cancel out each other, right? So what is left in the circuit at series resonance?
VR.
Yes. So you only have the resistor that is acting in picture, right? So you only have one R in the circuit. It is as good as you just have a resistor in the circuit at series resonance. So this is the circuit of your series resonance. You're going to apply your input over here. So this is your R. You can see a resistor over here. This is your R. This is L. This is C, right? And you're going to measure output across this LC. Okay, so you're going to measure what is the output across the LC, and you're going to apply input at the extremes, right? So your input is applied over here. Now, can you tell me what kind of a signal are you going to apply as an input?
Ma'am, what is the question?
What kind of a signal are you going to apply as an input signal? What are the two kinds of signals that you can apply to any circuit?
Current and voltage.
Okay. Within voltage. So within voltage, what are the two types? Till now, we have done experiment. Which kind of a signal that we applied to our circuits?
AC and DC.
Yes, perfect. So we had used DC, right? Does DC have any frequency? What is the frequency of a DC signal?
0.
Yeah. DC signal frequency, your F is nothing but 0. So how do you apply DC in your circuit if you want to apply? You put a source, right? You connect a battery. So when you put a battery, that means you're giving DC to your circuit. But what about AC? An AC signal has how many components? Can you tell?
Two.
Okay, which are those? Which are those?
नहीं मालूम मैम.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Hello. I'm not able to hear. Which are the two components of AC signal? Can you tell? Can anyone tell which are the two components? Yes, students. It's simple. An AC signal comprises of which two parts? A signal is comprised of which two parts?
Inductor,
No, 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 no. I'm talking about how do you draw an AC signal? How do you draw an AC signal? How do you draw an AC signal? Suppose I want to draw a sine wave.
Sinusoidal wave,
Yeah, you draw a sine wave, right? So a sine wave is composed of which two parts?
wavelength, frequency,
Yes. First part is the frequency, and second part is the second is what?
power, like supply or something.
How do you write the equation of an AC signal? How do you write the equation of an AC signal? E is equal to what? How do you write?
equal to V.
V is equal to
Sin omega t.
Vm sine omega t, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what is a Vm? What is this Vm?
Yeah.
The maximum
Maximum
voltage.
supply.
Yeah,
Maximum voltage.
Yes. So when you draw an AC signal, it comprises of two parts, right? It comprises of what is the amplitude of the AC signal, right? At each and every instant, right? And it comprises of what is the frequency of the AC signal, right? So can you represent an AC signal like this? Can you represent your AC signal like this? How do you draw an AC signal? What is the symbol of representing it? For DC, you put a battery, right? Draw like this, put a battery. For AC signal, what do you do? Anyone? You draw a circle and then you represent a sine wave inside, right? So that's the representation of an AC signal. And for supplying DC signal to your circuit, you connect a battery. But for supplying AC signal in your circuit, what do you have to connect? What is that system called? What is that instrument called? Do you know? Do you know what is that instrument called in order to supply AC signal to your circuit?
नहीं मालूम मैम.
Generator.
Okay. Yes, that is called as a function generator. Okay, remember these terms, huh? Because since it's pandemic, you're not able to see the function generator, but you should be able to understand. So while you apply AC signal, you apply it to a device. That device is called as a function generator. Okay. So when you apply AC signal, you have some current flowing in the circuit. You have some voltage in the circuit, right? That is developed across the components. Those signals are also AC in nature. Okay? Because the input signal is in AC form. Okay. So the parameters associated, so that AC signal will generate some current, and that current will be in AC form, and you'll be having voltage drop across your RLC. Okay. The voltages will also be in AC form. Okay, I hope this is clear. You used in Tinkercad, I'm talking about Tinkercad, you used a multimeter in Tinkercad, right? Remember, you used a multimeter in Tinkercad while you did your mesh analysis and all, nodal analysis, superposition theorem, Thevenin's maximum power transfer, and you measured voltage and current. Did you measure AC quantity or did you measure DC quantity? What did you measure?
DC.
Yes, you measure DC quantity. So you use the multimeter that was there in Tinkercad to measure the DC quantity. Now what I'm interested in measuring the output. And where is the output? The output is taken where? Where can you see? Where can you see the output? Can you tell? Where is the output taken? One end is over here, another end is over here. So output is taken across this LC, right? So I have to connect an instrument wherein the positive terminal is going to go over here and the negative terminal is going to go over here. But can I connect this multimeter over here? Will it be of any use? Can I connect the multimeter of Tinkercad over here? Will it be of any use?
No, ma'am.
No.
Because that is going to give me a DC measurement. I need AC and I have to observe the variation in the waveform, right? Because the input signal is varying in nature, so the output will also vary in nature with the AC signal. So in order to view such a variation, you use oscilloscope. Okay. So you use oscilloscope. You have two types of oscilloscope. The older version is the cathode ray oscilloscope, which is called as CRO, cathode ray RAY, and oscilloscope. And the latest one that we usually use in our lab is the DSO, digital storage oscilloscope. Okay, so we use DSO, it's called as digital storage, because DSO offers many more advantages over CRO, and you can also store the data what you have captured digitally and also retrieve the data from there. Okay, so we are going to use basically an oscilloscope. So what is an oscilloscope? Oscilloscope is an output device. Okay? Oscilloscope is an output device which is used to display the signals. Okay, whichever signals you want to display, an AC signal, DC signal, you can display. Okay, so if you want to see an AC waveform over here, instead of going for a multimeter, okay, your DMM, practically a normal DMM, if you buy from the market, you'll be able to even calculate what is the RMS value of the current and all. But in Tinkercad, the DMM, the multimeter that we have used in Tinkercad, is only for DC. Okay, so if you want to use view the AC signal, you have to go for an oscilloscope. So in oscilloscope, so there will be an instrument that will be seen on the Tinkercad, wherein you will be able to see an output signal. So you'll be able to see fluctuations, you'll be able to see the waveform. Okay. So your input, you'll be applying a function generator, and at the output, you'll be applying an oscilloscope. So what is the procedure that we are going to follow? As we already know that at our resonant frequency, the current is maximum, right? So if the current is maximum, that means the voltage is minimum, right? My VL minus VC has to be very, very small. Okay, so it will be very, very small. Ideally, it will be 0. Okay, but practically, it will be very, very small, like 0.1 or less than that. Okay, such a small voltage will be there at the output that we are going to see over here. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to connect the function generator at the input. Okay, and we are going to, as you said, that there are two components of the input, right? One is the amplitude, another is the frequency. So what we are going to do is we are going to keep the amplitude of the waveform fixed. Amplitude is nothing but the height of the waveform. So that height of the waveform, we are going to keep it fixed. So say the height of the waveform, I keep it at 5 volts. Okay. So when I write over here 5 volts, that means I'm writing 5 volts peak to peak. Okay. So you will be having a sine wave, okay, which is peak to peak 5 volts. Okay. So from this peak to this peak, it will be 5 volts. Okay. So top will be 2.5, bottom will be minus 2.5, right? And the total will be 5. I hope this is clear. So this is the input
Yes,
signal
ma'am.
you are going to apply, keeping the amplitude fixed. Now what you're going to do is you're going to vary the frequency. Okay, so you're going to vary the x-axis, you're going to vary the frequency of the sine wave, okay, starting from the range of 100 hertz. Okay, at 100 hertz, at 200 hertz, at 500 hertz. Okay, please note the amplitude is still 5 volts peak to peak. Okay. Then you have 1000, then 1500, then 2000, so on, so on, so on. And you are going to calculate, when you vary the frequency, you're going to calculate what is the peak to peak voltage of the output. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect your DSO, that is your oscilloscope. So you have the instrument oscilloscope. Positive of that instrument will go over here and negative of the instrument will go over here. You're going to connect your oscilloscope across your LC, and obviously in the output also you're going to see a sine wave, right? Because your input is a sine wave, it's fluctuating. The voltage will also fluctuate. So you're going to see this waveform, and you're going to note your, so on the oscilloscope you'll see this, and you will be noting what is this peak to peak amplitude. Okay. So what you'll be able to see, what you should be able to see. Can anyone calculate? So I have the R value as 1K, L is 39 millihenry, C is 0.1 microfarad. What is the formula for resonant frequency? 1 upon 2 pi root
Under
LC.
root of LC.
Yes, can you put this L and C? L is 39 millihenry, that is 39 into 10 raised to minus 3, and C is 0.1 into 10 power minus 6. Can you tell me what is the frequency you're getting? The value of the resonant frequency. Yeah, how much is the value? 1 upon 2 pi root LC. Anyone? Can anyone tell? I need. That will be the calculated value of your resonant frequency, and that answer I will give you. Yes, please tell the value. L is 39.
0.08.
0.08. No.
Ma'am.
Pi is 3.14.
548.518.
How much?
2548.518.
Yeah. So can you tell me in kilohertz? That is in hertz. Go 3 decimal behind.
2.54 kilohertz.
Yes, it is 2.548 kilohertz. Please make a note of this, everyone. The resonant frequency is 2.548 kilohertz. So how much is the value in hertz? 2548. Okay, and there is a frequency over here that we have purposefully taken. That is 2548. You can see this, right? 9th serial number is 2548. Okay, so while varying the frequency of the input, you're also going to take a frequency of 2548, and we are going to ultimately prove that this frequency is the resonant frequency, right? So what we are going to do is we already know that the graph of for a series at the resonance, say this is my resonant frequency F naught, or we call it as FR, that is the resonant frequency. So say at the resonant frequency, we say that the current is maximum, right? The current is maximum, the resistance is minimum. So what you will be seeing is for the voltage for the VPP that you uh, that you're going to determine, it is going to at low frequency, it is going to start decreasing. At resonant frequency, you will be getting very minimum value, right? And at high frequency, as the frequency increases beyond the resonant frequency, your BPP will again increase. So the value over here, okay, this is the value wherein your BL is equal to VC, right? And both are cancelling out each other, right? So it will be very, very small. You'll be able to see not even a sine wave, you'll be able to see very, it will be close to a line only. Okay. So that value is the VPP value, which is very small, and the frequency at which it will occur, that will be the resonant frequency. So I know in my mind that at 2548 hertz, this value has to be very small. So over here, what will happen? You'll be having a high value, and the value will go on decreasing over here, right? After the resonant frequency, the value will go on increasing. This part at the bottom part, right? It increases like this. So you should be able to get this response on the Tinkercad as well. I hope this is clear what you're doing. And once you say that this is the minimum value of VPP, you check what is the corresponding frequency, input frequency at which you got the minimum value, and that is the resonant frequency that will be filling up over here. That is the observed value. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us start with the Tinkercad part. So this is what we are basically going to do. Okay, please draw this particular diagram in your book. Okay, so you have R, note down the value. R is 1K, L is 39 millihenry, C is 0.1 microfarad. We are going to connect a function generator over here at the input side. And then where I have connected, this is my positive and this is my negative of the oscilloscope. Please draw this diagram. Then you can open your Tinkercad. And then we'll see how to look at the waveform and how to do. Okay, and draw this observation table. Please write over here. It's not just any frequency. This is the input signal frequency. Okay, so this is input signal frequency that you're waving. So draw this table in your book, and besides that, you're going to fill your values. Make this table. 2 more minutes, then we'll start off with Tinkercad. So please note that over here, we're going to write input signal frequency. And this is the input frequency. And the graph that you will be seeing is, this is your F, this is your output peak to peak voltage. Okay, this VPP that you see, this is the output voltage. So at the resonant frequency, the voltage has to be very, very less. So you'll be seeing a graph like this. Okay. So all done. All have finished making the observation table.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and please note what's the resonant frequency. Your FR value is 2548 hertz. Right? Your FR value is 2548 hertz. So let us start with Tinkercad. So everyone please open Tinkercad. Go to tinkercad.com. Create a new circuit. Go to circuits, new circuit. Pick up the components, resistor, inductor, capacitor.
वैल्यूज क्या लेंगे?
जो आपने लिख के लिया, R is 1K, C is 0.1 microfarad, and L is 39 millihenry. So what I'm doing is I'm just picking up the breadboard first. Components, always make it all. Understand this experiment properly, because this is the experiment where you'll be able to see how to read from an oscilloscope on Tinkercad. Just take a breadboard. Breadboard small. Then the first component is the resistor. Just pick up a resistor, and I've not dropped it. So I've picked up a resistor and rotate it. Rotate it over here. So this is my R. What is the value of R? 1 kilo ohms, right? So it's already there. It's 1 kilo ohms by default. I can see an inductor. So we click on inductor. Okay. There is C. What is the circuit? The circuit is like this, right? This is your R, this is your L, and this is your C. R, L, C. So this two terminal has to be shorted. So where will I place this? Yes. Which line? 8, 9, 10. Tell.
एच में कहीं पर भी कर सकते हैं.
किधर?
H
8
में.
में 8.
Yes, yes.
8.
perfect. तो 8 में डाल दिया, राइट? और अभी
शॉर्ट भी कर सकते
इंडक्टर का वैल्यू कितना है? 39
हैं.
millihenry. Make sure you put milli, not micro. This is 39 millihenry. Then resistor के बाजू में capacitor है. Now where is this C going? Where should I connect? Which line? Over here it should be shorted.
12 के नीचे डाल दो.
12.
ठीक है. 12 के So what I'll do is just for simplicity, I'll so that you're able to see properly. Okay. So this is RLC which is connected. What is the value of C? 0.1 microfarad. C is 0.1. Microfarad. Change this. I have to make this micro. So RLC is done. Now I have to connect input and output. Okay. So input, there is the input. What I have to give? What is the input device?
Generator.
Function generator. So you just go down in the instruments. Okay. For DC we use power supply, and for DC we use multimeter. Now we are going to use function generator. Okay. So this is the function generator, and we are going to use a slur. I'm purposefully keeping it over here because when I click at the component, the descriptive part comes up, right? So I can see the visuals over here and also see the descriptive part of it. Okay. Now what you're going to do after this? Positive of your supply goes where?
4 पे
4 पे, right? And negative,
ग्राउंड में
right? तो हम लोग एक लाइन पकड़ेंगे नीचे का लाइन, that will be our ground line, right? So you take one connection over here and put this in negative, right? So it will be in ground, right? What about your scope?
पॉजिटिव चला जाएगा मैम उधर कैपेसिटी
पॉजिटिव किधर जाएगा? हम आउटपुट किधर से मेजर कर रहे हैं? किसके बीच में? याद है वो डायग्राम? You had your R, L, C. You're applying input AC signal over here. You're measuring output over here, right? Right. So one will come over here positive, another will come to the ground. This is the ground, no? So I hope this is clear. So positive goes where? Can you tell? Which line?
11
No. If you connect at 11, 11 में तो कुछ भी component connected नहीं है. 8. It will come to 8. And negative goes to ground, right?
yes
But you can see this capacitor leg is open. So we have to, yes, connect it to ground. Now the connection is complete. I hope this is clear. Okay, so I'll just show the connection over here, what we have done. This was R, this was L, this was C. Across this, we have connected an AC supply. Okay, so this capacitor leg is going to ground. So that is done. Okay. Next is we have connected our output device. Where is the output connected? This over here. So positive terminal comes over here and negative terminal comes over here. But this negative terminal is nothing but this ground. Okay. So you have connected between your LC. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now what we are going to do is, if I click on the function generator, it throws few parameters. Now what are those parameters? Frequency, amplitude, these are the two main parameters of the AC signal. DC offset. DC offset is nothing but the shift, the reference, the shifting of your AC signal. Okay. So if you put, for example, just to say I draw a sine wave like this. Okay. And what is the DC offset over here? Is it Do you see any DC offset? Is it above the DC line? No, there is no DC offset. You've started on this line only, right? The signal is half up and half down on that reference line only. So there's no DC offset. But if I say there's a DC offset of 1 volt, so you have to have 1 volt of DC signal, and over that 1 volt, your signal will ride. So there's some offset. Is this clear? And over that line, over that 1 volt, your signal will be divided into half. Is this clear?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. Suppose, do you understand this graph, x-axis, y-axis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I draw a
Yes, ma'am.
signal like this. This is the normal way in which you draw a signal, right? We say that there is no DC offset in this. That means there is no shifting of your AC signal above the DC line. You are starting at 0 only, right? ये समझ में आया क्या? 0 वोल्ट से स्टार्ट हो रहा है ना आपका सिग्नल.
शिफ्टिंग मतलब क्या मैम? वो नहीं समझ रहा.
शिफ्टिंग मतलब अगर मैंने डीसी ऑफसेट दिया, मतलब एक डीसी सिग्नल भी इंट्रोड्यूस किया है सर्किट में, along with this AC you also have a DC signal. This is AC plus DC. When you write DC offset as 0, that means there is no DC signal applied and you just have this AC signal that you see. But when I write over here DC offset of say 1 volt I put, that means it will be superimposition of AC signal on DC. So it is 1 volt DC first you have to draw and you superimpose your AC signal on this, right? So you draw your AC signal over the DC, superimpose on the DC. So ये जो आपका रेफरेंस था यहाँ पर 0 पे, ये रेफरेंस खुद शिफ्ट हो गया और आपका सिग्नल भी शिफ्ट हो गया उसके साथ 1 वोल्ट ऊपर. समझ में आ रहा है? तो
Yes.
आपका 0 वोल्ट यहाँ पर है, ये रेफरेंस लाइन आपका शिफ्ट हो गया, राइट? एंड आपका सिग्नल ये रेफरेंस लाइन पे 50% रहेगा ऊपर, 50% नीचे. यहाँ पर ऐसा था ना, ये 50% ऊपर 50% नीचे और ये मेरा रेफरेंस था. अभी मेरा रेफरेंस लाइन 1 वोल्ट है, उसके ऊपर सिग्नल है which will be divided into half. Is this clear? This is called as DC offset. We'll see over here how does it look like. Okay, so for now is it clear what is DC offset? DC offset is just shifting the signal up and down. So if you have a DC offset of -1 volt, so it will be -1 volt down. Your signal will be riding like this. Clear? So from the reference you have gone -1 volt down. So what we are going to put is, right now let me make the DC offset as 0. Function, it's a sine wave that I want. What is the initial frequency in that observation table?
100.
Okay, it is 100 hertz. Okay, so this is what I'm setting right now. Frequency is 100, amplitude is 5, DC offset is 0, it's a sine. That's it.
मैम
Now-
एम्पलीट्यूड कहाँ दिया था?
ये दिया ना 5. एम्पलीट्यूड फिक्स है. आपका जो ऑब्जर्वेशन टेबल आप बना रहे हो ना, उसमें ऊपर लिख देना एम्पलीट्यूड इज फिक्स टू 5 volts. You are only varying the frequency over here. Okay, amplitude is remaining constant throughout the operation. Okay, so please write at the top of the observation table amplitude is 5 volt. Now when I click on oscilloscope, it shows me what is the time per division. Okay, now please note how to read this. Okay, say I have you can look at an oscilloscope, you see a box, right? And you see this, and you have lots of partition, right? You have lots of partitions like this. Okay, suppose I say this entire box, Okay. The y-axis represents the voltage. The x-axis represents the time. Oscilloscope doesn't give the frequency directly, it gives the time. You have to convert it to 1 by t, that will give you f. Okay, and the y-axis tells you the amplitude. So if I say this entire height of the box is 10 volts. Okay, so I say the entire height of the box is 10 volts. And let me just. So I have a box like this. I have this partition. And then how many rows can you see? How many rows can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
10.
Yeah, 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom. So total over here is 10, right? So if I say that this height, okay, wait, I'll also draw the, how many can you see? Columns. 5 on this side, 5 on this side. This is the actual oscilloscope that you're seeing over there. I am using the same dimension. So if you look at the Tinkercad also, you'll be able to see the same. Okay, so total you have 10. Okay, remember that. So total you are having 10. Now, if I say the vertical denotes the voltage. So vertical denotes the height. That is, this is the voltage. And this horizontal denotes the time. Okay, and this denotes the voltage. So if I say that in Tinkercad, if you see, so I'll just move to Tinkercad. If you see, it's written over here in that yellow, voltage, vertical and horizontal time. Can you see this? Can you see voltage and
Yes,
time?
ma'am.
Yeah. So if I say that, so when you start the simulation, it will show you some voltage. Okay. So let me just start the, okay, I'll tell you what is this. I keep the time per division, for example, say 1 millisecond. I'll tell you what is this. Time per division is 1 millisecond I've set. Okay. You can see time per division is 1 millisecond and I start the simulation. Okay. I'm able to see a waveform. Are you able to see this? So look at the input. It's 100 hertz,
मैम
5 volt. ये offset 0 है. And यहाँ पर time per division 1 millisecond सेंड किया है और start किया simulation तो आपको एक waveform दिखा. ठीक है. अभी ये waveform को आप read कैसे करोगे? Okay. So now, in order to read that, first let us understand what is this oscilloscope. So you got some waveform. Okay. So you're getting some waveform. Okay. Say you're getting a waveform like this. Just arbitrarily run. ऐसे कुछ तो waveform मिला. अभी ये waveform का तो 100 hertz में, if you look at the observation table, at 100 hertz, you need what? You need VPP value, right? What is VPP value? That is peak to peak of the signal. Okay. So if I say that the total height, you can see the Tinkercad, you can look, there's some total height written, no? What is the total height written? In yellow. What is the total height written? It is written 10 volts on the Tinkercad box. On the Tinkercad box, after you press simulation, first it was written voltage and time before you do simulation. And when you start the simulation, it shows the value. Okay. So it is telling you that this total height, they have written as 10 volts in the Tinkercad box. Okay. So this is the oscilloscope. This height, they are saying it is 10 volt. And this base width, they are saying it is 10 millisecond. Now, what is this 10 volt? 10 volt is the height of that entire box. But how many subdivisions are there? How many divisions are there? How many divisions are there? 10, no?
10.
10.
So what is the height of one box?
1 by 10.
1
Total
volt.
height is 10, right?
1 by
You
10.
have 1 by 10. See, मतलब ये ऐड करो प्लस 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 ये ऐड करो, पूरा ऐसे ऐड करोगे तो आपको 10 मिलना चाहिए. तो एक का हाइट कितना है?
1
कितना है?
1.
Yes, one
One.
ना. So total height is 1 volt of one division. So that is what we term as volt per division. So what is the value of volt per division? It is 1 volt per division. Na? For one division, it is 1 volt. Is this
Yes.
clear? Right?
Yes.
So what is the height of this waveform? What is the total? I need VPP ना. ऊपर दो blocks है,
मैम वेराई कर रहा है ना हाइट तो.
नीचे नहीं peak to peak ना. Peak to peak is a maximum
4.
value, no?
5.
Right, 4. 5 कैसा रे? ऊपर 2 है, नीचे 2 है ना?
मैम पीक टू पीक देखना है ना.
हाँ, peak to peak देखना है.
2.5 जाएगा ना ऊपर भी.
2.5 की तरह क्या? मेरा ड्राइंग ऐसा दिख रहा है क्या तुमको?
नहीं मैम 2 ही है.
2 ही है
तो
ना?
4 है.
मैंने 2 बॉक्स लिया ऊपर और नीचे का मैक्सिमम 2 बॉक्स लिया ना ड्रॉ करते समय. तो हाइट में
हाँ ड्राइंग में 4 हो.
हाँ, 4 हो गया ना, 4 बॉक्स. एंड वोल्ट पर डिवीजन कितना है? 1.
1
मतलब एक डिवीजन 1 वोल्ट है, तो 4 डिवीजन कितना होगा?
4 वोल्ट.
4 वोल्ट. तो VPP का वैल्यू है 4 वोल्ट्स. इज दिस क्लियर?
यस
तो
मैम.
वोल्ट पर डिवीजन हुआ 1 वोल्ट. ऐसे 4 है ना, तो 4 वोल्ट. So you
100
always
frequency
find
के लिए
out,
मैम.
you always find out what is the volt per division. Per division कितना है वो पहले निकाल के रखो. That you multiply by how many blocks are there, right? Because volt per division multiplied by number of divisions, ये cancel होके आपको volts में मिलेगा. I hope this is clear. Similarly, if I write over here 10 millisecond as the time, total time with पूरा box का 10 millisecond है, तो time per division कितना होगा? ये
1 मिलीसेकंड.
1 मिलीसेकंड.
yes, because नीचे 10 है ना ऐसा, तो एक का हुआ 1 मिलीसेकंड, राइट? अभी
Yes.
ये वेव फॉर्म ड्रॉ करने के लिए मुझे एक टाइम पीरियड में कितना डिविजन हुआ?
10.
हाँ, ये वेव फॉर्म का मैंने
Time
10.
period.
8
नहीं
1
नहीं 8 ना.
2 3 4 5 6 7 7 मेरे 7 में बन गया ना एक वेव फॉर्म हॉरिजॉन्टल.
आपने गलत बनाया फिर.
हाँ, मैंने गलत बनाया बिकॉज मेरा डायग्राम इसमें ऐसे अंदाज से बना है, तो ऐसे पकड़ लो
हाँ
इसको.
हाँ.
तो 8 हुआ, राइट? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, राइट? एक सिग्नल आने के लिए 8 डिवीजन लगा मुझे, तो ये पूरा टाइम पीरियड है. तो कितना हुआ टोटल? एक बॉक्स का
8 मिलीसेकंड.
8 मिलीसेकंड.
8 मिलीसेकंड.
तो मेरा फ्रीक्वेंसी कितना होगा? 1/8 मिलीसेकंड,
1/8. हाँ.
right? Just an example to tell you.
Yes.
So we are not bothered about reading the frequency because our frequency will exactly match with the frequency of the input. So अगर input में 100 Hz है, तो मेरा output का जो signal है वो भी frequency 100 Hz ही रहने वाला है, but amplitude vary होने वाला है, right? वो VL और VC जो है amplitude vary होने वाला है, and वो resonant frequency के time बहुत VL minus VC will be very close to 0. It is very very small, right? So what we are interested in the oscilloscope is not the time period part. We want V peak to peak, so we are going to measure the vertical divisions. Please note, तो आप हमेशा देखोगे कि आपके जो डीएसओ ऑसिलोस्कोप टिंकरकैड में है वो कितना रीड कर रहा है। ऐसा भी हो सकता है आपका डीएसओ जो टिंकरकैड में है वो अलग अलग रीड करे in order to fit that particular waveform. See, for this simulation over here, it is reading 10 volts. So you know that it is 10 volts, right, divided by 10. So it is 1 volt per division, right? It is 10 volt divided by 10 division. But अगर मेरा टिंकरकैड का स्क्रीन यहाँ पर 40 रीड कर रहा है, तो कैन यू टेल मी एक ब्लॉक का हाइट कितना होगा?
मैम ऑफिस से बोलो ना क्वेश्चन क्या बोलो।
See, तुम्हारा टिंकरकैड यहाँ पर 10 वोल्ट्स रीड कर रहा था ना?
हाँ मैम 1/4।
1/4 कैसा बाबा?
4
आपने अभी क्या बोला?
अरे 10 वोल्ट्स जब रीड कर रहा था डिवाइडेड बाय कितने डिवीजन है? 10 डिवीजन। डिविजन्स तो बदलेंगे नहीं, वो 10 ही रहेंगे, सिर्फ ये बदलता जाएगा कितना एडजस्ट
अच्छा
हो रहा है आपका।
तो 40/10 हो जाएगा मतलब 4।
हाँ 4 हो जाएगा ना, तो 1 4 है तो 10 कितना होगा? 40, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ यू रीड। एंड आपका सिग्नल कितने में बैठ रहा है? अभी ये देखो, अभी मुझे बताओ इसमें कितना वैल्यू है 100 हर्ट्ज में? So for 100 hertz, what is the value of your peak to peak voltage? पहली बात, एक डिवीजन का वैल्यू कितना है? 1। ठीक है, आपको कितना ऊपर ब्लॉक दिख रहा है? 1,
2.5
2.5 ऊपर 2.5 दिख रहा है, नीचे भी 2.5 दिख रहा है, तो
Total
टोटल
5।
कितना?
50
5।
by 10
तो 5 है ना टोटल ब्लॉक्स, और एक ब्लॉक कितना है? 1 वोल्ट, तो ये 5 वोल्ट है।
हाँ
ठीक है, क्योंकि 5 ऐसा है ना हाइट, ये 5 है और एक ब्लॉक का 1 वोल्ट है, तो ये 5 वोल्ट है। क्लियर?
यस
यस मैम।
ठीक है, सो अब मेक अ नोट, at 100 hertz you have 5 volts. Okay, I'll take only 2-3 examples. You have to fill in the rest.
मैम स्क्रीनशॉट सारे के लेने हर एक फ्रीक्वेंसी के?
नहीं, सिर्फ रेजोनेंट फ्रीक्वेंसी।
ओके ओके।
तो 500 में हो गया। चलो we'll take at say 1.5 kilohertz. Tell me what changes I have to make. I want to check at 1.5 kilohertz. क्या करना है? पहले तो स्टॉप करो सिमुलेशन। हाँ 1.5 किलोहर्ट्ज, क्या कहाँ चेंज करना है?
फ्रीक्वेंसी मैम यहाँ पर।
इनपुट का ना?
हाँ
तो यहाँ पर क्लिक किया, ये 100 हर्ट्ज था,
1500
1500।
1500 हर्ट्ज इज 1.5 किलोहर्ट्ज। एम्पलीट्यूड बदलेगा क्या?
नो मैम,
नो, डीसी
नहीं।
ऑफसेट भी नहीं रखा है, ठीक है, साइन चाहिए।
वो फिक्स रखे थ्रू आउट द एक्सपेरिमेंट।
सॉरी,
एम्पलीट्यूड फिक्स है मैम थ्रू आउट द
यस
एक्सपेरिमेंट।
यस, और मैंने यहाँ पर टाइम पर डिवीजन को 1 मिलीसेकंड रखा है, ठीक है। सो लेट अस सी, स्टार्ट सिमुलेशन। ओके, सो सी, अभी क्यों एकदम पहला सिग्नल तो when you saw the signal it was like it was looking pretty good, right? It was, there was lot of gap. Now the signal is very congested. Why?
फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ गया ना?
फ्रीक्वेंसी बहुत
Yes,
ज्यादा हो गया मैम।
frequency बढ़ गया, so time period कम हो गया। तो time period कम हो गया देखो सिग्नल का, so you're able to accommodate more signal. Okay, but if I want to look at the screen more clearly, if I want to look at the screen more clearly, then what I'll do?
टाइम इंक्रीज
टाइम
करना
पर
पड़ेगा।
डिवीजन बढ़ा देंगे।
Sure, if I, instead of making this 1 millisecond, I make it, for example, 10 millisecond. So और झगड़ गया, तो आपको ये और कम करना पड़ेगा। तो 1 मिलीसेकंड की आपने 0.01 अगर मैं करूं, बहुत ज्यादा कम हो जाता है क्या? हाँ, बहुत ज्यादा कम हो गया, उस बहुत
बट मैम
सिग्नल।
फॉर्मूला के हिसाब से टाइम अगर हम लोग बढ़ाएंगे तो फिर फ्रीक्वेंसी कम होना चाहिए था ना।
हाँ, नहीं नहीं, मैं इधर ये देख रही हूँ कि मेरे स्क्रीन में एक सिग्नल बैठ रहा है क्या। ये स्क्रीन का विड्थ है पूरा। तो अगर 0.1 किया, वो 1 मिली सेकेंड भी चल जाता था, ऐसे कुछ इश्यू नहीं है। ठीक है, नाउ दिस लुक्स अ बिट बेटर। So per division over here is 0.1 millisecond for me. Okay, that means I'm saying that ये पूरा जो है यहाँ पर कितना, ये क्या लिखा है यहाँ पर, टाइम पर डिविजन ना। सो एक बॉक्स जो है हॉरिजॉन्टल का ये है 0.1 मिलीसेकेंड। Is this clear?
यस मैम।
Right? So I have taken, please mute yourself. So I have taken 0.1. I'm able to see this. Now can you tell me how much is the peak to peak? Think and tell. Huh?
Ten.
See, I'm adjusting. See, this part that I'm doing, no, it is only for viewing the signal in a better manner. Na? In my first, when I did 500 hertz, I took 1 millisecond. But now I'm taking 0.1 millisecond because it is going, it is becoming clustered. As I move ahead, I'll be more and more decreasing, so that I'll be, because my frequency is increasing, right?
7 आ रहा है मैम।
7 volt.
7
7
कैसे किया?
3.5 ऊपर 3.5 नीचे।
3.5 ऊपर 3.5 नीचे,
Oh.
बट ये कितना
इधर
है?
4 हो
सॉरी
गया,
सॉरी
4.
मैम, वो डिवीजन
7 into 4.
अरे
क्या?
टाइम डिवीजन भी देख।
कितना? ये कितना लिखा है इधर जो मैंने सर्कल किया है?
वोल्ट भी 4 हो गया है.
हाँ, 4 वोल्ट हो गया ना। तो मतलब क्या हुआ है, ऑसिलोस्कोप का हाइट पूरा 4 वोल्ट
2.8.
है। एक ब्लॉक कितना है?
0.4.
0.4 ना। 4/10 करोगे
10.
10 डिविजन, तो पर डिविजन तुमको मिलेगा 0.4 वोल्ट।
0.4. हाँ, 7
तो
into 0.4.
हाँ, अभी बचा कितना आपके पास? यहाँ पर 7 है इसका हाइट। So 7
2.8.
into 0.4, that is 2.8 volts is peak to peak. That is the answer. तो पहला रीडिंग आपको कितना आया?
5 वोल्ट।
हाँ, पहला रीडिंग आया आपको 5 वोल्ट 500 हर्ट्ज पे।
डिवीजन भी लिखना पड़ेगा मैम, कितना
क्या?
डिवीजन लिखना?
उधर तो 10 था ना।
वोल्ट.
500 करते समय वो 10 वोल्ट्स पे स्केल था ना।
100 किए थे,
क्या?
फ्रीक्वेंसी 100 लिए थे इनपुट।
हाँ सॉरी, 100 पे, सॉरी नॉट 500, 100 पे हम लोग को आंसर 5 वोल्ट्स मिला, राइट? 100 हर्ट्ज पे हम लोग को 5 वोल्ट्स मिला था ना आंसर,
यस मैम।
राइट? और
अच्छा
अभी
मैम,
हम
ये जब टाइम पर डिवीजन चेंज कर रहे हैं तो इसकी वजह से भी कुछ चेंजेस आना चाहिए।
किधर, किस पे चेंज आएगा?
टाइम पर डिवीजन जो सिर्फ कैलकुलेशन के लिए यूज करते हैं.
सी, आपका इनपुट फ्रीक्वेंसी इज 1.5 किलोहर्ट्ज। तो ये जो सिग्नल आप इधर घुमाते जाओ या जो करना है करो, जो मेन आपका सिग्नल का फ्रीक्वेंसी रहेगा वो भी 1.5 किलोहर्ट्ज ही रहने वाला है। इसके हिसाब से ये स्केल होता रहेगा। आपने ये नोट डाउन कर लिया 2.8, देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन द टाइम पार्ट। आपको 2.8
ma'am.
हाइट समझ में आया ना? ये पूरा 4 वोल्ट दिया है, तो एक ब्लॉक 0.4 हो गया, ठीक है? एंड हमारे पास 7 डिवीजन है वर्टिकल, सो 7 into 0.4 is 2.8. So just to clear your doubt, let us go for time. You don't require this, but still 1.5 kilohertz is the frequency, right? So what is the time period? 1 upon 1.5 kilohertz, right? So किलो ऊपर जाएगा तो मिली हो जाएगा, मिली सेकेंड। 1 divided by 1.5 is 0.67. So time period of one signal is 0.67 millisecond. Is this clear?
यस मैम।
Yeah. Now look at this signal. I have to prove that इसका भी time period उतना ही है, मतलब frequency उतना ही है, right? है ना? जब तुम सिग्नल आउटपुट में आ रहा है तो तुम्हारा फ्रीक्वेंसी थोड़ी चेंज हो रहा है, तुम्हारा एम्पलीट्यूड चेंज हो रहा है, VL VC का एम्पलीट्यूड चेंज हो रहा है, VL माइनस VC चेंज हो रहा है, फ्रीक्वेंसी थोड़ी इफेक्ट हो रहा है। तो अगर ये आउटपुट सिग्नल देखोगे, इसका टाइम पीरियड कहाँ से कहाँ मार्क होगा, ये पॉइंट से लेके ये पॉइंट एक सिग्नल बन रहा है ना, इसके बीच में एक सिग्नल है ना। हाँ, कितना आता है?
वेव कंप्लीट करें।
हाँ, एक वेव कितना आता है, अंदाज से कितना आता है? 1 2 3 4 5 6 6.45 तक आएगा, उधर का जोड़ के और उधर का जोड़ के। चल मैं 6 पॉइंट अंदाजा है मेरा,
5.
बिकॉज या
6.5.
6.5 एंड एक डिवीजन कितना है?
0.4
0.1 लिखा है ना इधर, टाइम पर डिवीजन।
0.1 तो मैम पूरे का है ना?
नहीं, टाइम पर डिवीजन है ना ये
अच्छा हाँ,
0.1।
पर डिवीजन पर
ठीक है,
हाँ,
चलो
मैं-
अगर वो भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, इधर देख, इधर कितना लिखा है? 1000 माइक्रो, पूरा
हाँ
का
मैम,
1000
माइक्रो
डिवाइड बाय
माइक्रो
10,
100.
डिवाइड बाय 10 मतलब 100 माइक्रो। 100 माइक्रो कितना होता है? 0.1 मिली, एक डिवीजन 0.1 मिली है।
यस मैम, यस.
ठीक है, तो एक डिवीजन अगर 0.1 मिली है तो मेरे पास इधर अंदाजे से 6.5, सो 0.65 मिली सेकेंड, विच इज क्लोज टू दिस ना। Actually, it is exactly
Yes,
0.67, but in the oscilloscope you can't see over here. Right? So have you understood this? So your time is exactly matching. That's why we are not bothered about reading the time part. We are only bothered about reading the height, because we need what is the peak to peak that is getting affected, which is VL minus VC effectively. Is this clear?
yes ma'am.
Okay. So we did for 100 hertz, we got 5 volt. For 1.5 kilohertz, we got 2.8 volts. Let us do at the resonant frequency. We know, right, what is the resonant frequency. So what frequency do we have to put? Yeah, tell me what to put here. What's the resonant frequency?
0.48
2548, right?
48.
Okay. So I put 2548. Okay, now over here, okay, say I'm taking 0.1 millisecond only. Let us see if I'm able to see the picture correctly or not. Click on start simulation. Can you see this? Can you see this? I'm increasing this. It's full distortion, and look at the height. Entire height is 100 millivolts. Huh? This it's written 100 millivolts. So can you tell me what is the per division height?
10
Huh? 10 what?
10 millivolt.
Yes, 10 millivolt. 10 millivolt is how many volts? How much? 0.01 volt. Okay, and you can see this type of a distorted waveform. It's very, very small. You can see, no? So that is why at the resonant frequency, you get a very, very small voltage. So what I'll do is, in order to look at the waveform a little, in a clear manner, let me just increase this. Let me get the waveform more closer. So I'll take 1 millisecond. See, the waveform has come more and more closer. And I'm also giving some offset. Let me shift it. Say I give an offset of minus 1.5. How will that look? Yeah. Can you see this? Can you see this? Minus 1.5 giving offset means I'm getting the signal down by minus 1.5 volts. Okay, so this is my this is the 0th line. This becomes minus 1.5, and my signal is so small that it is looking like this, fading like this. This is the signal. Okay, so if I want to find out, okay, if you don't want to do this, Let us go back to the distorted picture only. We'll take the reading from there. This fine. So this is just to show that offset. Huh? So I'm making the offset back to 0. Okay, and
Ma'am, why are we taking the offset, ma'am?
I have taken the offset so that my vertical height, this height gets adjusted. This height is very, very small, right? It is 100 millivolts. If I take that much offset, that means I have to accommodate that minus 1.5 in my oscilloscope height. So the scale of the oscilloscope changes accordingly. And I'm able to see a very, very small signal, but at least I'm able to see a constant looking signal. If I don't give an offset, what happens over here is the signal is so small that my height, entire height over here, it is at 100 millivolts, right? So, but I don't want this such a small height of total height of my oscilloscope. So by giving an offset, I'm making it till 4 volts. So if I make the entire height of the oscilloscope till 4 volts, my signal itself is in millivolts. So I'll be able to see like this, no? This is much better than seeing this entire distortion of lower height. So that is why I gave offset at the time to help you look at the signal in a better manner. Okay. So what do you want? Do you want an offset or without an offset? Without an offset will be just an approximation because it is very difficult to read. We can
ऑफसेट लगाने के बाद तो मैम वो डीसी जैसा दिखने लगता
हाँ वैसे ही दिखेगा ना, बिकॉज आपका पूरा जो ऑसिलोस्कोप का हाइट है वो 4 वोल्ट है, आपका सिग्नल खुद 0.1 वोल्ट या 0.01 वोल्ट में घूम रहा है, तो इतना ही दिखेगा ना, हाइट बहुत कम है ना इसका एज कंपेयर टू दिस 4 वोल्ट ह्यूज. इधर आपको
तो
क्यों
मैम
ऐसा
बी
सिग्नल
कैसे निकालेंगे फिर?
वही सब अप्रोक्सीमेशन आपको, because signal is very small. So what I'll do is I'll keep the offset as 0 only. ये कितना दिखा आपको? How much is this?
100
Yeah, 100.
millivolt.
So एक का बॉक्स का कितना हो गया?
10
एक
millivolt.
बॉक्स 10 मिलीवोल्ट. 10 मिलीवोल्ट is 0.01 वोल्ट. ये पर डिवीजन का वैल्यू है. कितना डिवीजन दिख रहा है आपको?
दिख ही नहीं रहे मैम.
बहुत मुश्किल है बोलना, राइट? So what we'll do is we'll just place this bar, okay, and try to see if I am able to. Let me just decrease this. That I'm able to see. This is thoda better, na? At least I'm able to read.
Yes ma'am.
So how much is this height? Around 4 blocks. 1. See, it should be exactly half, right? So this has to come a little bit below. So I think it is. Can you read that?
Ma'am, what we take in the time per division?
Time per division we don't want, no. Your time per division is going to give you a time period of this much only. I need height, no. I need B peak to peak measurement, ना. एक डिवीजन मुझे 0.01 वोल्ट मिला, ऐसा कितना वर्टिकल डिवीजन है वो देखना है मुझे और उसको मल्टीप्लाई करना है. तो अगर मेरे पास 4 डिवीजन है तो मेरा आंसर 0.04 होगा, right? So I want that how many divisions are there. So can you approximately tell me how many divisions are there? If I just lower it.
4.5 ले सकते हैं मैम.
0.1.
मैम पीसी में रुक ही नहीं रहा, वो कंटिन्यू चलते जा रहा है.
हाँ, बिकॉज वो उतना छोटा सिग्नल है ना. So 0.1, I've taken 0.1 only because and then only I'll be able to set some height. So I'm taking around 1, 2.
मैम 0.01 लोगे तो और क्लियर दिख रहा है.
0. नहीं, but
0.1
0.01 में तुम्हारा हाइट फिट नहीं हो रहा है.
फ्लक्चुएटिंग है वो, दिखता है लेकिन क्लियर सिग्नल.
हाँ, आपको ऐसा दिख रहा है ना.
हाँ मैम.
हाँ, तो उसका हाइट कैसे फिक्स करोगे? ये एटलीस्ट आप बोल सकते हो ये वही फॉर इंस्टेंस ये यही लाइन पे घूम रहा है. So you can take 2.2 at the top 2.2 at the bottom. Total is 4.4. Or if you can see 4.5, take 4.5, that's fine. So 4.4 कितना होता है फिर into this? Huh? So you have 0.01 into 4.4. So it is 0.044, right? So your answer is 0.044 volts. This is the answer at resonant frequency.
मैम 0.1 लेना है कि 0.01?
0.01 ना, ये कितना है इधर 100 मिलीवोल्ट्स ना, इसको आपको 10 ब्लॉक में डिवाइड करना है, तो कितना होता है 0.01 वोल्ट्स होता है।
ओके
तो एक बॉक्स का हाइट हो गया 0.01। ऐसा आपका सिग्नल में कितना बॉक्स है वर्टिकल? 4.4 बॉक्सेस है। हाँ 4.5 ले लो, ठीक है, तो उतना मल्टीप्लाई करो।
0.045.
Yes. So your answer will be 0.044, 0.045, such a low value. Okay. And right now I know that this is the resonant frequency, right? But when you see that that is the lowest value you can ever get in that table, entire table. Okay. So let us take one higher value and then we can stop. So
मैम इसी का
2.55 हो,
स्क्रीनशॉट लगाना है.
हाँ इसका या कोई भी एक का लगा लो, चलता है। So you have और एक हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ले लेते हैं, say example 4 किलोहर्ट्ज, मतलब 4000 हो गया, ठीक है। तो अगर 4000 लिया तो आपको बराबर दिख रहा है ना वेवफॉर्म, तो 4000 I've taken this as 0.1 millisecond. Okay, can you tell me what is the BPP? Now you all tell me BPP कितना है?
जीरो 0.6
हेलो मैम।
फाइनल वोल्टेज में.
हेलो मैम,
यस
सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब मैम, पर हम लोग को अभी ऑफिशियल ग्रुप पे मैसेज आया है कि 3:45 को हम लोग को कुछ मॉक टेस्ट देना है।
okay, okay, that is fine, just tell me this answer and then we'll find it. So what is
6
this
डिवीजन
answer?
है ना मैम.
कितना 6 डिवीजन है, पर एक डिवीजन का वैल्यू कितना है?
0.10
टोटल हाइट कितना है? 4।
4
एक बॉक्स का कितना होगा? 0.4 ना, 4/10 ना, एक बॉक्स का हाइट देगा,
यस मैम.
तो 0.4 इंटू 6 करोगे तो 2.4 मिलेगा, right? So 2.4 is the answer for this. Is this clear?
यस
Are you able to read it? First you do the reading of per division. यहाँ से per division निकालो, फिर into करो number of division. तो आप volt per division पहला निकालो, that you multiply by the number of division so that you get the answer in volts. Right? So this is how you measure. You have to fill up the observation table, right? And then based on that you have to calculate what is the resonant frequency. Is this clear?
यस
You
मैम.
already know the resonant frequency is 2548 hertz. So this is how you perform and use a function generator and oscilloscope on a Tinkercad.